right. So it is 7. It's gonna take me a good 10 minutes to get down the hillside up the ridge into my stand. So we have everything. This is where we keep all of our hunting gear. Keep it all in there. Like I said, the whole family hunts. So, yeah. Everybody has to have a hunting gear, right? So, here's my drums. I'll have to play you guys a tune one day. So, my dad was a drummer and natural born talent, so I play the drums. We used to play in a couple of bands years ago. So, this is what we do. We love the country. We're going to go hunting. I'm in the basement. The family's upstairs asleep. Me and my husband takes turns who's getting out there to hunt. And today it's me. He got a buck last week. So that's another topic. We make our own homemade deer jerky, process our own deer, field dress it. So we're old school. So when we get the deer meat, thaw it out some because we went ahead and froze it. I got my blonde hair all tucked in. I'll pull this up to cover the rest of it up. That's what happens when you're a platinum blonde. You got to cover it up. So when we get ready to do some deer jerky, we have a hydrator and we made our own seasoning. My son, his family goes to a deer camp at the beginning of a hunting season, gun season, for 2 weekends, for 10 days. They don't shave. They used to have an old bus that they used to take out, and they all go. Some that doesn't work or retire, they stay out the whole week. So they kind of rough it, like settlers, I guess. And so their tradition is if you miss a deer, they cut the back of their shirt tails off. So my son's Jacob. Maybe later he'll start a little video and tell you some more about it. I don't want to take their story away from them because that belongs to them. But that's what you do. You just get up in the mornings, you go hunting. We make deer jerky. So when he gets one, he says, "Mom, will you make me some jerky?" So he's 21, and my son-in-law's the same way. Stephen, when he gets a deer, he'll bring it over here, and we make him some deer jerky. So anyway, I make some, and I let them take it to deer camp. So the other guys are enjoying it. Jacob's dad, you know, we're not married. Of course, I'm remarried, but, you know, they'll take it out there. Well, I accidentally put a little bit too much spice. I used cayenne, some other seasonings. And Jacob said they pass it around that campfire and burnt their butts up. So apparently I make extra spicy jerky. But usually I make like garlic peppered, teriyaki, some mesquite seasoning, some spicy, some just mild so the kiddos can enjoy it. Oh, another topic. I'm like a squirrel sometimes. I got to tell you this. So we were on vacation in Smoky Mountains. I got to hurry up because I love to talk. And I was with my in-laws. So we were at this little shopping area outside mall, like you just walk around. So I went into this deer jerky store. And because I love jerky, but it's so high, right? It's like $10 a bag and you don't get that much. So when someone gives you jerky and it's homemade, they like you. Say thank you, because it's a lot of work. My husband fillets it, and it's really time consuming, but it's worth it, right, guys? Anyway, back to the jerky store in Smoky Mountains. I went in there looking. I know what I like. I love to cook, which I will let you guys join in on some of my cooking too. I like to cook. I still use the old pressure cooker. My friends, oh my gosh, they have this pressure cooker. I think of course it's electric. It doesn't have the little spinning, but they're like, "Oh, you need to go away from that old ways. You need to do this." I'm thinking, no, this works just fine. And I'm one of those people that you don't fix something that ain't broke. So back to the jerky store. I go in, I'm looking, this guy, you know, he's kind of young, and he's like, I'm like putting stuff in my cart. I'm like already up to like $40 worth. I'm like, whoa. But I know as soon as I get in the truck with it, the guys are going to hit it, and I'm barely going to get any. So I kind of got a bag for myself. I was like, oh, that smells good. That smells good. And this guy goes, well, you seem to know a little bit. I see your card already. And I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, well, what do you recommend? I said, well, that's kind of an open question. I said, it depends on what you like. I said, do you like spicy? He's like, no, I can't handle spicy. I said, well, do you like, a little pepper, like garlic pepper, like when you're on your steaks? You know how they get that garlic pepper butter on your steak and it's really good? He said, yeah, I like that. I said, well, try this one. And it was like a little garlic peppered. And I said, do you like teriyaki and mesquite and barbecue taste and like smoke taste? And he was like, yeah. And I said, well, it depends on your budget and I can help you shop all day. He said, oh no, I just want to try a couple bags. And I said, well, tell me your favorite too. And so he told me, and he said, well, I'm going to stick with these. And he got the big bags. I'm talking like $30, $40 each bags. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I'm glad he can do it, right? We got to be happy for others, and that's what I am. I'm like, okay, like I said, I'll help you shop all day. So anyway, the owner of the store, or the manager, I don't know who he is, he was on the other side of the aisle, and I'm just there just talking and making sales for this guy. I'm on vacation, right? He comes around. He said, I was listening to you. I was like, okay. I said, you need some help too? He's like, no. He said, do you want a job? I'm like, oh, I'm flattered. I would love the job. He goes, oh, really? Yeah. And he was telling me, so well, tell me about yourself. And I said, well, I'm a Kentucky girl. We all hunt. And so we make our own jerky. He goes, well, I can just hear you. You know your seasonings. I said, well, yeah. I mean, I'm 50 years old, but at the time I was like 47 when we went. But he said, well, I'd love to offer you a job. I said, well, I would love to accept it because I'm a housewife and I'm kind of bored. So I just kind of want to do something. Just something fun. So I've not worked for 15 years, but I think, selling jerky would be fun because if you love something, you really don't work, right? But I said, dude, I'm like 4.5 hours away. I'm in Kentucky. And he goes, he said, you would have been perfect. I said, well, I would have loved it, but thank you. But anyway, that's the story about me getting a job at the jerky store. And still today, we all laugh about it. All right, well, I can talk all day, but I got some deer out there that I'm hoping to harvest. All right, good luck, everybody. Shoot straight.